Yo guys, what's up, it's Krypz and welcome to another Destiny 2 fashion video. So today I'll be showing you the Vault of Glass set for the Warlock. Now this set comes from the Vault of Glass raid, and it's a returning raid and it's free to all players. So yeah, I'll be showing you some shaders on it, as well as some other armor pieces that flow with the set. So if you do find this video useful, please drop a like and consider subscribing, as I will also be making the same video for the Titan and the Hunter set. So before we get into some shaders, I want to look over each of the pieces. There are a few visual changes from the D1 versions. So as you can see here, we have these little 4 glow lines here with this like little mist look on the face. The actual design of it stays the same, but obviously the glow lines are a bit different. They do change with the shader as well, if you didn't know that. So as you can see, no matter what shader we use, the glow lines will change, and there doesn't appear to be any unshadable parts on this helmet. And yeah, this is the default look for the armor. This shader is a bit different from the original, adds a bit of a green on cloth as well, and this shader is actually the same as the shader from going flawless in the raid. So if you did want this sort of shader on your other pieces, then you will need to go flawless in the Vault of Glass raid. Then as for the arms, I think these arms are better than most arms in the game, mainly because they're not so minimal, because Warlock arms suffer from being like too plain. I find them all to be like very similar to each other as well, but it's nice that these are a bit different, adds some more plate into it. And like I said, nothing from this set is not shaderable. Now moving on to the robes, this is personally my favourite piece of this set, along with the helmet. I just really love the design on this. It's very well detailed, and then I just love the like contrast you can get with shaders with the like plating here on the front with the cloth and the nice shoulder plates. So as you can see with the shader, like many others, you'll have this nice contrast between a metal look here with the cloth. I think on a lot of like shaders it will create a really nice contrast, as you can see with Armatura as well. And then we also have like the same sort of patterning that's on the Hunter cloak going down the side of the robes here. I wish they started adding more shoulder plating to Warlock robes, as I think it's a really nice detail. Now as for the boots, they're not the most flashy, but they are really nice still. They could have just been like a plain cloth and had like no like stitching or whatsoever, but obviously you can see some stitching here, which is why I prefer over just having them being fully plain like a lot of other ornaments in the game. And we have these little glow lines here. They look a bit like glow sticks to me, and these do shader as well, which is quite nice to see. And then moving on to the buns, it's got more of like an oracle type look to it. They change this quite significantly, and I think it's a lot better than the D1 version. And it's also shaders as well, so you can change the glow color, and I can definitely see a lot of people using this in fashion. So yeah, I'm going to go over some shaders now which I think look really good with this, and also some commonly used shaders. So here's Armatura. Like I said, again with the contrast, you want to try and create that nice contrast between the metal and the cloth. And this shader was from the Season of the Chosen Pass. Then here is Bitter Pearl from the Pearl of Glass Triumph. This gives it an almost all white look, although it gives a bluish glow on the boots and the helmet, and then a white glow on the bond. Overall doesn't look that bad at all. Next we have the Ritualism shader from this season's pass. I just quite like the like roughened up look of it, with some nice purples as well. Here is Seven Sisters, which can sometimes be sold in the Brightest store. I know a lot of people would want to see this because of the galaxy texture. Works really well on the boots and the robes, but doesn't seem to have any effect on the arms here. Then here's Horizon's Blush from the Season of the Hunter Pass, a really nice one that I personally like. The only thing I don't like about it is the white that proper stands out here. Then here we have Carbon Blood, a shader which can sometimes be sold in the Brightest store. Obviously a nice grey and red look, and honestly is quite nice and clean. Then here is Rustberry, another shader which is sometimes in the Brightest store. Another really clean shader with a nice contrast. Then here is Carminica from the Seasonal Arrivals Crucible Pursuit. Honestly don't like this too much because of the texture this creates on cloth, but it is a nice red on the helmet. Then here is Jacarina, any of you which want to know what it looks like. It does make the glow blue, obviously nice matte black and white look, with a bit of a different texture on the cloth here. Then here is Vintage Timber and Oiled Algae. Now I'm showing these two because they will be returning at the end of the season into the Solstice of Heroes event. Then we have Gambit Jadestone. I know a lot of people are going to want to see this. Personally I would try and use a different type of green on the robes here, but the glow definitely stands out on the bonds, the boots here, and also the helmet. Now here is Night's Chill from the Season of Undying Pass, one of my personal favourites. Adds some nice engravings with a nice blue and a purple pearlescent. Then we have Amethyst Veil offering a black and a purple glow with a bit of blue, and this can sometimes be sold in the Brightest store. Here is Warbrick, another shader from the Brightest store, offering a nice silver. And then here is some of the Black Armory shaders. So here is Refurbished Black Armory. I think this is possibly the best one of the lot. Here is Rasmussen Clan. Here is House of Mayrin as well. Satu Tribe. Begiza Knight with a nice purple. Then here is Midnight Smith from the Scourge of the Past raid, which is no longer obtainable. And then here is New Age Black Armory. Now New Age Black Armory, Satu Tribe, House of Mayrin, and Rasmussen Clan. These are currently obtainable from dismantling Forge gear, which is currently in World Drops. Then quickly we have Gambit Chrome, which is from Gambit during Forsaken. Then we have Dreaming Spectrum from the Last Wish raid, and Dreaming Cast, which sometimes drops from dismantling Dreaming City gear. And then these next few shaders are from the Glimmer bundle in the Eververse store. So we have Precursive X Chrome, Golden Trace with a nice black and gold with a carbon fiber texture, Monochromatic with a nice white and black. Then there's Descendant X Chrome, which gives it more of a rusted look with a yellow glow. And then something I think people may like as well is Mercury Vex Chrome, which gives it a red glow and the more traditional colours of the Vault of Glass armour. And then two final shaders I do want to show is Callus is Selected and Callus is Treasured. Now these are from the Leviathan raid, which is no longer in the game. So I'm quickly going to give you all some armour recommendations that I personally quite like. Now first I'm going to show you all the Hood of the Exile, mainly because I know a lot of people use this. It doesn't look too bad with this set, but personally I don't really like to use this anymore. Now a helmet I do think works really well is the Shadow's Mind from the Crown of Sorrows raid. We also have the Anchor Seeker, which if you don't know is from the Red War campaign. Then we have the Prodigal Hood, which is from the Season of Undying. And if you did want a bit of glow on the helmet, you could use the Celestial Cover or the Virtuous Hood. These two don't look too bad, or even the Steeplechase if you want to mix it with a bone. But if you don't like the bone, then you could also use the Wild Hunt Hood, which can also work with a set. Now as for alternative arms, if you want to go for a techie look, you could use the Legacy Oath pieces from the Deepest Uncrypt raid. Although personally I really love the interlaced piece with this set. Mainly because it adds a really unique glow on the left hand here, and it flows really well with this set because it's a nice glowing bond here. And then on the same arm we have the exposed wire on the hands, and the glow is also the same colour as the bond here, so they flow quite well together. Now if you don't know, this is from the Season of the Splicer Pass towards the end. Now I have made a video on all three of the sets if you do want to go and check that out. Then as for robes, pretty much I'd really suggest the Legacy Oath robes if you do like them. They work really well with all the rest of these pieces, although you have to be careful with the contrast in material here. You do have plating with cloth, so you will have to be careful with some shaders. And I also really like the Pyrrhic Ascent there as well, as you could see. Now obviously if you go flawless you can make it glow red as well to match with the Abyssinian gold. And then as for some leg armor, if you don't have these, the new interlaced could also work really well with this. So I'll put Abyssinian to show you all. If you don't want to glow on the legs, the little glow sticks from the original, then I think this is a great alternative. And if you want something quite minimal but with some detail, then the Electus boots from last season's pass can also look really good with this. Personally, I don't know if there should be really any alternative, as this bond is just really nice overall. But if you don't have the bond yet, and you have the rest of the set, then the best ones I would suggest probably would be the Forbidden Visage or the Contender Bond. I think these are the best two you could pick. But if you want something quite minimal and you don't want any glow at all on the bonds, then you could go with the Hodiocentrist. This is a nice sort of design to it. It's very minimal as well, so you can try and black it out or something and just blend it out completely. But yeah, that is pretty much the set. I do hope this video helped you out in understanding how it shaders and the sort of pieces you want to blend with it. Now I will be making the same sort of video for the Titan and the Hunter. I'm unfortunately missing one piece on each set, so I might have to just farm spoils and open chests, or we'll just have to wait until next week for me to be able to get the other pieces. But yeah, thank you all so much for the incredible support recently. We're going to be at 20,000 subscribers soon, so I cannot thank you all enough for that. But yeah, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.